Hey everybody, it's Wes from Printful. I'm here with Elina.
Hi guys.
She's on our marketing team, and today we're going to be talking about Cyber Weekend tips and tricks. Let's start off with just what is Cyber Weekend, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, what is all that and why is it important?
So you kind of already mentioned it. The Cyber Weekend is Black Friday, the Small Business Saturday, and then following up on Monday is the Cyber Monday, basically. It's just a huge shopping thing online, in stores, and just a huge deal that's going on, and everyone's kind of preparing for it. Although it is something that originated from the US, and it's still very big there, it is slowly making its way to Europe, Australia, and other places. So it definitely is something that you want to keep in mind if you're running a worldwide store.
Why is it important for us to get involved with that and try to make sales?
So if we look at some of the stats, the number one item that people are shopping for during these 4 days is clothing. That being the number one thing that people are shopping for, and it being the number one thing that we kind of offer, it just makes sense that our customers are prepared, that we are prepared, and we can just see the sales skyrocket basically. It's a great way to kind of boost sales because most of the shopping is done between Black Friday and Christmas. Actually, 30% of the entire year's sales are done between those two dates. You need to stand out. Everyone is doing, the regular things. So this time we will actually think about some of the ways how you can be more prepared and think beyond the classic sales and the classic free shipping things and so on.
So before we start planning what kind of sales or promotions we're going to run, is there anything we need to know before getting into that process?
Yeah, definitely. Because before you get started, it's really important to do your research. People, store owners, everyone is going to do something. There will be a sale, there will be a promotion, and it's just really good to do your research. Look at some last year's things that, important brands did, or even the year before, so that maybe you don't make the same mistakes they did, or even better, so that you get inspired by really cool ideas that others have done. So let's say you want to do a bunch of promotions. That's the problem. Don't do a bunch. Just be smart about planning them out. Obviously, you can search for inspiration on different websites and look for emails that you really like or any other kind of promotions, but just be smart about the things you want to do for your store. Because if you do all of them, it is going to be super overwhelming and nobody's going to benefit from that. Your customer will be confused and you will not get the sale. And also, you need to think about the traffic. How are you going to get people to your store? Obviously, people are searching for things online, so a very important thing is making sure that you have the right keywords for your products, for your images, and so on. We actually have a couple of blog posts about that, so you can feel free to read those and make sure that the copy that you're using for your website includes really important keywords.
Right, yeah, that's super important just for people to find you in general, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any tips for us about how to be prepared for all of this in general?
The number one thing which is important is for you to look at your website. Is it running properly? It would be a shame if you get people to your store and it's just not working. There's a technical glitch or the cart is not working properly. The loading speed is super slow. Obviously, people look at those things and they do matter when everyone's shopping. And especially it matters when, it's only a 4-day window. And then also make sure that you follow the trends. Obviously, mobile shopping is a huge trend at the moment. People are spending more times on their phone looking for a website, for a store that is convenient and easy to use on their phones. And from what we know from last year, mobile sales were almost 70% of the entire sales that were happening. Make sure that when you look at your website, you check it on mobile. Make sure that it works, that people can see the product, that everything is basically running smoothly. You don't want to be the one that's missing out on sales simply because your website or your store is not optimized for mobiles.
Well, let's dive into that. Do you have tips for us on how we can stand out from the crowd?
Number one, everyone is going to do free shipping, so jump on that bandwagon as well. Think about Different ways how you can do it. You don't have to do it for every single purchase. You can do it for, orders starting from $50 or $30. If you reach that amount, you get free shipping. Or if you buy two, you get free shipping. A bunch of different ideas that you can think of so that you don't actually lose money. Another thing is looking at really clever email copy. There are so many puns you can do with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, and the upcoming holidays as well. So if that's your store's thing and you are known for clever copy, definitely think about ways how you can implement that for, the Cyber weekend. Another thing that I kind of think is really good are flash sales. Simply because they come with a sense of urgency and nobody wants to miss out on a good deal. Let's say you do a really quick pop-up on your store that basically says, we'll be having this huge sale for only 2 days, and there's a little countdown that's happening as well. People have a sense of urgency. They know that they only have 2 days to grab all the goodies they want, and then that kind of helps you out as well, because if they miss out on these 2 days, you can think about extending that sale and that way getting the customers that maybe left the cart and didn't actually make the purchase. And then if you can afford to spend a little bit more, think about maybe spending that money on sponsored posts or Facebook ads, or maybe even reaching out to some influencers. It's not something that you absolutely have to do, but just considering that there are so many online retailers at the moment and that the game is changing and everyone really needs to find their spotlight. If you can afford it, I think it's a really smart decision to spend a little bit of money to either send your products to an Instagram influencer who can then help you get sales through their posts, or maybe spend a little bit on Facebook ads or Instagram ads if that is something that your brand can afford. You can also make sure that your product pictures look spectacular. That's another thing to keep in mind. Most of our shoppers are visual people. We like to see things before we buy them. It's not so much about reading what the product is all about. It's much more about seeing what the product is all about. Maybe that is something you can do. Order a couple of samples, or if you have them at home, even better. Grab a friend, go on location, shoot some cool pictures, and that way maybe you don't even have to spend a whole lot, but you get quality photos that you can use for your website and kind of help with the conversion rate as well, because like I said, people are mostly visual shoppers, so they care about the product and how it looks aesthetically.
Do you have any do's and don'ts for us during the Cyber Weekend sales?
Definitely. So big don't is don't wait till the last minute to actually run a promotion to fix your store. Like I said, this is a huge deal, and it makes up 30% of all annual sales, and people will be shopping. You want to be prepared and get started with it basically now. You don't have a whole lot of time to waste if you want to make sure that there are deals going on your store. Make sure that your customers understand the way or the path that you want them to take. If there are call to action buttons, make sure that they are clearly visible, or if there is a description that they need to read, make sure that they can see it, and just think about all these different user experience aspects that come into play when people are shopping. Make sure that you have good selling points. And one of the selling points you can use for your store is customer reviews. If there were people who made a purchase on your store, just ask them for a little quote, put that on your website, and it's a really good selling point. People want to trust the brands that they are shopping from, and if they see that someone else has already made a purchase and even better, was happy about the purchase they made, it's a great affirmation that this is something that I should do as well. I should shop on this website because it's secure, people have done it before and they've liked the product, and I just clearly understand what it is that I have to do in order to get my product. And another really cool idea is, if you are a small business owner, which I'm pretty sure most of you might be, it's really good to emphasize that. The Saturday is completely dedicated to small businesses. It's actually called a Small Business Saturday. And it's basically about empowering all the local and small businesses, people who are really trying to make their brand stand out. There are lots of different websites where you can actually download badges. You can place them on your store, on your products, so that people see that when they're shopping on your store, they're actually supporting a small business. And that's a really good selling point that you can take advantage, not only throughout these 4 days, but as a constant reminder for your store. And another good thing that kind of goes along with the badges and the other things that we mentioned is talking about your story and how your business got started on your About Us page or anywhere else really on the website. Just make sure that people know what your story is all about. Simply adding the badge is good, but you can step it up and take it, one step further with updating the bio, About Us page, our story page, and making sure that the message of your brand, your idea gets transferred through and customers can see that and read that and learn more about your store.
Elina, thank you so much for all of this really great information.
No problem.
Is there anywhere that we can find more in-depth info or to learn more about what you've been talking about?
Yeah, definitely. We have a bunch of different blog posts that cover Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the upcoming holidays as well. So you can just check our description and there will be links to blog posts and other things.
Well, thanks for watching. Best of luck this holiday season. And don't forget to subscribe to our blog and our YouTube channel. Hey there, it's Wes from Printful. I hope you liked that video. Leave us a comment below on what video you'd like for us to make. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on that bell icon so that way you always get a notification when we have a new video.